Welcome back to my channel. It's Ryan the Collector Kid, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. That's right, the Nexus Toy Fair was on the weekend, and I had the pleasure of being able to do another stall there. I had a lot of really cool items up for sale this time. A lot of it was the Batman toys that I got from my brother. It's a massive bulk collection, which we did an episode on recently. If you haven't checked that episode out, check it out in the link above. I had my friend Harry come along and help me out this time, and we actually bought an extra table. So what that meant was we were able to actually extend the table and get this massive Batcave Forever Batman playset across the whole table, which was awesome. So obviously we packed the car up with all the boxes and everything that we needed and headed into the city early. We set up everything and got it looking really nice, and then we had the crowds come in. I feel I had a pretty fair price on the Batcave playset, which also included the Batwing and also the Batmobile as well. Within the first 2 minutes of everyone coming in, we had a guy come in who was interested and said, "Yep, I'll just do a lap and I'll come back and get it." How many times has it happened when you've had someone do that and then it sells? Well, that's exactly what happened. I basically had a guy that came past who had spoken to me 3 months prior at the last Nexus Toy Fair that I did with my wife Shani, and he had actually asked if we had the Batman Forever Batcave playset. I basically said, I don't have one right now, but I actually do have one coming from Melbourne. So it was really awesome to see that he'd actually come back and remembered me. So he said, "Yep, box it up, I'll grab it." So in the process of us boxing it up, within 1 minute of me and Harry boxing up the Batcave, the other guy came back to buy it, and we had to let him know that it had sold already. The whole day was really great. I had lots of good friends that knew me come in and say hi. We had lots of new people come in and say hello as well, and said they'd seen me from the channel, which was cool to see as well. So after about an hour or two of being at the stall, it was time to do some toy hunting myself and have a look and see what was there at the Nexus Toy Fair.
it's our store, isn't it?
So the first store that I went to, this lady is quite a regular store owner there. We always have a pretty good chat. I've obviously sold her some items over the time, and she's always helped me out as well. She had some really cool vintage toys there, but what really piqued my interest was a set of Doctor Who VHS tapes. So let's have a look and see what we got. So the first story we got was John Petrie episode The Planet of the Spiders, and this episode is John Petrie's last episode before he regenerates into Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor. So it's pretty cool to get this one into the collection, as I don't have this one yet. So that is pretty awesome. That is Planet of the Spiders, John Petrie, Third Doctor, and Sarah Jane. Next up we have The Seeds of Death, which is obviously starring Patrick Troughton as the Second Doctor, and this is a pretty cool episode with the Ice Warriors. This one is also in black and white, and yeah, pretty cool to get that one into the collection as well. So that is The Seeds of Death. So next up we have An Unearthly Child, which was the pilot episode of Doctor Who, first aired in November 1963. Now, although I already have this episode as part of a 2-episode part, it's nice to get it by itself. I love the artwork on this as well, how they've been able to blend the First Doctor and Susan into one face is really cool. There you go, that is the pilot episode of Doctor Who, The Unearthly Child. Next up we have another classic episode with Patrick Troughton played the Second Doctor, and is the Crotons. Not croutons, but Crotons. And this is another classic episode as well, which I don't have on VHS. And this is a nice black and white episode as well. Pretty cool to get that into the collection as well. There you go, Doctor Who Crotons. And lucky last, we have one of my favourite episodes. It is The Curse of Fenric, starring Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Eldred as the Seventh Doctor and Ace. This is one of my favourite episodes, and I actually have a lot of fond memories of this, as I remember buying this from the ABC shop probably around about 25 years ago. So it's really cool to be able to get this back into the collection. I remember replaying this quite a bit because it was an episode that was never aired in Australia. So yeah, really happy to get this back into the collection, and that is The Curse of Fenric. Now it doesn't stop there. There was a stall literally behind where our stall was set up, and this guy had quite a lot of VHS tapes and some cool vintage toys as well. So obviously I had a look at the VHS tapes, and I was able to get Flight of the Navigator. This is another classic episode that I remember hiring from my local video shop in Melbourne, and obviously I played the death out of this. Really awesome to get this film finally back onto VHS, and really happy with that. And everyone should check this one out. So there you go, I got that one for $5, which was pretty awesome. Flight of the Navigator. Now, after I'd got that Flight and Navigator, I had a look at the next stall, which was next to this one. And of course, I couldn't help it, but in the background, there was a Toxic Crusader poster book. So, of course, I had to have a look and see what this looked like. So here we go. This is the Toxic Crusaders poster book, and I've never seen this before. I just love the beautiful, vibrant oranges, greens, and yellows. As you know, Toxic Crusaders is got that huge 90s psychedelic feel, and this includes different posters from the animated series on the back here. So obviously I couldn't pass this one up, as it was an item that I'd never seen before. So let's have a quick look and see what it looks like inside. So first up we've got Melvin Junko, and then he's obviously got some toxic goo on him, and ultimately he turns into the Toxic Avenger. And then the next one we have is No Zone. These are beautifully pristine posters, which is why I went for it. Next up we have Major Disaster, a really cool figure to get as well. He obviously can control the trees and nature around him. So up next we have Yvonne, who's been kidnapped by Bonehead, Psycho, and obviously Dr. Killemoff in their lab there as well. Obviously got Toxie's friends, so we've got Toxie, No Zone, and Major Disaster. So last up here we have Yvonne, who's been rescued by, of course, Toxie, No Zone, and Major Disaster, and they've obviously tied up Bonehead, Dr. Killemoff, and Psycho as well. Yeah, so there you go, that is the Toxic Crusaders poster book, and really happy to get that into the collection. So we had about probably 15-20 minutes left before the Nexus Toy Fair was closing down, as it generally starts around 9 AM and then finishes at 12 noon. I thought I'll have another look at the stall that generally has a bit of Mighty Max stuff. This lady has had a stall there for I think almost about 30 years or longer, and she always has really awesome Mighty Max stuff. I had a quick look to see if she had anything left over, and boy was I blown away with what she actually had. So let's have a look and see what I was able to get from her. So the first one we got is Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw, and I don't actually have this one. This one is 100% complete, and yeah, this is incredible. Obviously I love the red plastic with the silver overtone color, and obviously the black hair as well. And you've got this little brown lock on the side here, which kind of rattles a bit and moves the eyeball. So let's crack this open and have a look and see what it looks like. So opening this up, you can see that this is an incredible detail. It's nice and clean. It is 100% complete as well. We've obviously got Mighty Max in here. And then we've kind of got like a locked up cage with a skull and an axe through it. And if we lift that up, we've actually got Lockjaw in there with an axe. He's got a bright green jacket on with a crazy looking axe as well. Again, this is what I love about the detail of this. You can see inside this box you've got different tools like rope, an axe, a sledgehammer, other bits and bobs. There's obviously a shovel next to the box here, and up the top you've also got a ladder which reaches up to the top here with a lantern, some rope, there's like a little mini door, and a couple other weapons and things like that. So that is really incredible to get that one into the collection. And that one is Mighty Max Tangles with Lockjaw. Really cool to get that one and add it into my ever-growing Mighty Max collection. Now up next is a pretty crazy one that I've never seen in person before, and this is quite a rare one to see in Australia as well. It's obviously part of the Mighty Max Horror Heads collection, and is actually the Gorilla Bat and Ape Warrior. Now this is actually complete, but it obviously is missing Max with the sword. So Lee, if you have one of these, please send me a message and I will kindly buy that one off you to complete this one. But let's have a look. Although this is quite a smaller head, it has incredible detail. You can see obviously grays up the top here with the kind of almost light purple with kind of a shimmery of silver through it. Then you've got these really gnarly teeth and fangs coming through the front here. And you can see the red gum coming through. Obviously the eyes here, the little head popping up. This part here is the Ape Warrior. So if we take that out, we can see we've got the Ape Warrior there. And this one is looking incredible. He's obviously got bright red underneath the armpits there. Kind of his little wings. Kind of reminds me of like a gargoyle creature. That is looking awesome. Inside here, it almost looks like we've got sort of brown veins and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool as well that they've obviously gone to great attention inside the head as well as outside it. And that's what I love about these Mighty Max sets. So there you go. That is the Gorilla Bat and Ape Warrior, part of the Horror Heads Mighty Max set by Bluebird. So obviously as we were packing up, I did notice another item from the same shop where I got Flight the Navigator from, and that is a Funko Pop Tardis. I've never had this one in the collection before, and when I saw it, I just had to get it. It was $10 and I thought, yeah, that was a pretty good deal. I've never had a Funko Pop which is functional. Most of them are just static toys that kind of just sit there. So this one actually has doors that opens up, so let's have a look. Yeah, so it's just the one door that opens up, but it kind of gives you that cool perspective as well, and I love the attention to detail on this one. My son Henry will be getting this for birthday and Christmas as well, so there you go. That is the Funko Pop Tardis from Doctor Who. So there you go. What an incredible day we had, and on top of that I was able to capture the Nexus Toy Fair and do a bit of toy hunting myself. So obviously we got Doctor Who bundle VHS tapes, we got Flight the Navigator on VHS as well, we got the Toxic Crusader poster book, we got the Horror Heads from Mighty Max, and then obviously we got the TARDIS pop as well. So there you go, we had an incredible day. Again, a huge thank you to my friend Harry for helping me out with setting up the stall, getting the boxes in, actually setting everything up, and also helped me out when I was sort of doing a bit of toy hunting as well with the sales. I also was able to sell quite a few items to make a bit of funds for my Melbourne trip coming up next week, where I'll be actually hitting the Malvern Town Hall Toy Fair, and the weekend after that I'll also be at the Melbourne Toy Fair as well. Yeah, so if you're going to be at any of those toy fairs, come along and say hello. It would be awesome to meet you. So that's all I've got for you tonight, but stay tuned. I'll obviously be in Melbourne over the next couple of weeks. We'll be obviously capturing those toy fairs. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you'll be notified when those toy fair episodes come up. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight and checking out the Nexus Toy Fair. Until next time, have a great week, and you know who you're going to call? Ryan the Collector Kid. See you later.